Are you ready?
Yay! Congratulations to you both. On a person. Yes, it's the afterkick.
Oh, yeah.
Today is such a special day, made even more so by the fact it's just the two of you here. Today you have the opportunity to express your love in words and symbolic gestures that feel right for you. This ceremony is centred on you and the promises that you're making one another today and for your future together. You've chosen this beautiful location to have your ceremony, and I hope just by being here amid these natural surroundings makes you feel both relaxed and happy. Without a doubt, the Isle of Skye will now hold a very, very special place in your hearts. And if you return in the years that follow, you'll feel very much at home, knowing that this was the place where two paths became one.
So welcome to the wedding of Chris and Shaz, which is probably a sentence you never thought that you would ever hear.
She was made for love.
If there is one thing that can be said about Chris and Shaz is that they have always defied convention, and hopefully we can continue to defy convention. This feels political, I'm loving this. We can continue to defy convention here today and deliver something that doesn't replicate the 2,500 weddings that Chris and Shaz have been to over the past number of years.
Forever hers. And baby, I can love you just the way you are. But how come I can only find you in the dark?
Shazia, I want you to know that whether we're riding the bus together or popping to the shop for a cornetto, you'll always know a best friend. I'll never ever forget our anniversary, and I'll always tell you if you've got red on you. I promise to never leave the front door open, and I'll always try my best to do my fair share of the housework, even if it means having a few beers afterwards. Whether we're jumping life's fences, giving people the slip, or heading out for Thai food at the Shepherd's, I promise that our journey together will have an amazing soundtrack and it'll always be on random. You'll always be my girl in the garden, and when we're both older, sitting together listening to the second album we ever bought, I promise that we'll never be those sad old fuckers in the pub, drinking ourselves to death wondering what happened. We've got a great life ahead of us, but rest assured that if things ever get hairy, we can always head home, lock the doors, grab the kiddies, have a cup of tea, and wait for everything to blow over. In the future, if we ever decide to move to a little cottage out in the country, we'll do our best to live close to the local supermarché. I'll never say you're 55 when you're actually 53, and I always promise to remember your birthday and never forget that my birthday is the 23rd of November every year. Whether we're buying each other Japanese peace lilies, cuddly monkeys, or having a night out at the local theatre, I always want you to know that we'll never go near a duck pond as long as we both shall live. I know you're as thankful as me that everyone has come to join us today, but I feel I need to remind you that now they've sat through nearly 15 minutes of a so-called ceremony, the kiss needs to be the most convincing thing in it. If you ever feel like having a weekend away, I want you to know that I'll be right there with you, map in hand, ready for another adventure. Whether it's taking in the sights of the English countryside or heading out on a humongous pub crawl, I want you to know that I'll always be your drinking buddy. Whether our life is foamy, nutty, hoppy, or has a surprisingly fruity taste that lingers on the tongue, I'll always be by your side as we work our way one step at a time towards the world's end. There's many more adventures to come, and I'm well aware that we'll continue to piss each other off and wind each other up something chronic along the way. But I want you to always remember, just as I will, that everything we do for each other is always for the greater good. The greater good. Finally, I just wanted to say that I really do appreciate the space we give each other to be ourselves. I want us to be free to do what we want any old time, and at the same time, never forget that there's no I in team, but there is an I in pie. The anagram of me is team. I don't know what he's talking about. You're my best friend, and you make me live unconditionally. I love you.
Find you in the